In the podcasting life, they must fight to survive, shackled by the chains of the past. They're the biggest of geeks, cause they watch every week. Subscribe to see if they can last. Go, go, Ranger Danger, we can't ever stop. Go, go, Ranger Danger, we will podcast till we drop, probably forever. Dino child, yeah, whatever. Ranger danger, Ranger danger, Ranger danger, Ranger danger, Ranger danger, Dino charge.
Welcome once again to Ranger Danger Dino Supercharge. This is the podcast where you gotta let it go and be on our way and live for another day. Because it ain't the same, my baby. Watch it all fall into the ground. No happy ever after. Just disaster. My name's Matt.
Hi guys, Michael.
Michael is here. We're going to watch an episode of Power Rangers Dino Supercharge today.
We sure are, Matt.
It's definitely got a title.
It's called Recipe for Disaster.
It sure is.
It's Dino Charge episode 13 or episode 822 of Power Rangers.
That's the one.
That is the one.
Mm-hmm. Do you know where there's lots of ones and exactly the same amount of zeros, roughly?
No.
The internet.
Oh.
We've got an internet website, www.rangeangerpodcast.com. If you want to send us an internet email, rangeangerpodcast@gmail.com. Twitter tweets are what we love, @RangerDcast to send us a Twitter tweet. We're also on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google+. Plus we have a shop, rangeangerpodcast.com/shop, where you can buy things and stuff and shower curtains and rad shirts. I think that's it.
I think that is it. Yeah, that sounds
Ba-bam,
about right.
ba-bam.
Alright. How have you been, Matt?
Tired.
Tired?
I did a storytelling class on Monday for the public.
Yes, you did. How'd that go?
Really well.
Were there any famous people there?
No famous people.
Did Rihanna come to learn about storytelling?
She did not.
Idris Elba's apparently in Sydney at the moment.
Oh, well, now I'm depressed I didn't snag him.
Yeah, I don't know if he was in Sydney on Monday.
Right, okay. Yeah, really well. Everyone seemed to come away very happy.
Did you mention Power Rangers or your podcast at all?
I mentioned my podcast. I don't know if I mentioned Power Rangers, thinking about it. Yeah.
That's good because, maybe as a don't do this example.
Yeah.
How do you tell a story? Well, here's what you don't do. Take half of someone else's story, retrofit your own nonsense story on top, and then not care about it.
Yeah, it's a bad formula.
It's not. This show is messed up.
It is messed
All
up.
right, we've got some stuff to talk about this week.
Yeah.
Because we had no new episode last week.
That's right.
So, I don't really know what order to talk about them in. Let's talk about them in least to most cool.
All right.
Power Rangers Megaforce is getting a dub or a sub in Japan and will be screened on Japanese television.
That's definitely the least cool.
Yeah.
Good ordering. Why Megaforce?
I don't know if they did. I know they've done previous seasons in the past.
Right, okay.
I assume because, it's complete and the most recent complete one.
I guess.
Maybe they've already done Samurai and they're just going to the next one.
Mate, if they haven't done, In Space or Time Force, I would say In Space because it's so different
to Mega Ranger.
Yeah, even in theme.
Yes.
So why not give...
It would be really interesting to watch and compare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And plus, it's just a really good season.
Yeah.
Whereas Megaforce is boring and dumb.
It is both boring and dumb.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know why either. I don't know. I'm not Japanese. I don't make the decisions for Japan's.
That's true. You don't make the decisions for Japan.
For any part of Japan's.
No.
That's absolutely true. Okay, that was just interesting. I thought we might have some more to say about that, but we don't really.
I might if it was a good decision.
I'd be really interested to see what Japanese people think of Megaforce specifically.
Yeah.
And Super Megaforce more specifically.
Yes.
Because if you're a Super Sentai fan in Japan, that's this great, triumphant, let's celebrate 40 years of history show.
Yes.
Whereas Super Megaforce is this,
Flaming Toad? Is that what
that's not the words I was going to say, but they're definitely synonymous with the words that I was going to say.
Yeah.
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 It could have been so good.
Yep.
It could have been so good.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was the worst.
It was... maybe not the worst, but definitely bad.
I can't think of a worse season.
We haven't seen them all, Matt. People
No.
don't like Operation Overdrive.
Yeah, but that had Once a Ranger in it.
Yeah, but like,
That shit was hot.
if it's like 20 bad episodes and 2 good ones, I guess Super Megaforce is just 22 bad episodes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It's probably the worst, is what I'm saying.
it's okay. It's definitely going to be in the running for the worst,
Yep.
which is a shame because like that whole cast seems cool.
They seem like fine people.
The gimmick is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, well, indeed.
Sometimes this show is not good. Okay, second thing to
Yes.
move on to. Movie Zords parts of revealed.
Yes.
Yes, not quite a proper reveal, but 5 new posters, and I'm sure you guys have heard all your Power Ranger sources weigh in on this. Even the Super Sentai Brothers beat us to it. That was in their most recent episode.
Sentai Brothers.
So what happens when you record some episodes in advance and they skip a week of Dino Charge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to make a judgment from what we can see.
I am not psyched by what I like. I don't want to be a negative Nelly this episode.
You sound like you're being a negative Nelly.
The thing is, though,
You're going to be a positive Peter about the third thing we talk about, so that's fine.
the Zords, what I can see of the Zords,
Yes.
remind me so much of the evil quasi-Zords that Ivan Ooze unearths in the Power Rangers movie.
Right, yeah, okay, I can see
They
that.
have a very similar design, and that design is shitty. I don't want them to look like Transformers, Michael. I really don't want them to look like Transformers.
I will say, I don't think from what I'm looking at, they look like they don't look like cartoon Transformers, and they don't really look like Michael Bay.
I meant Michael Bay.
But Michael Bay's Transformers are busy and parts, right? They're like, what if we pulled a car apart and like turned it inside out as a person, and they've got hundreds of plates and stuff. These are much like
They're
smoother
a little
and sleeker.
They're
and
simpler, but they're still weirdly kind of bitsy and not whole. You know, they look skeletal.
Sure, I understand. I guess again, we're looking at these close crops of most of them.
Yeah.
It's just maybe they've got a lot more mass, and we're also looking at probably
Shitty Photoshop posters.
shitty Photoshop posters. Yeah. Maybe on screen they've got a lot more mass, and they come together cool. I will say, they're all the right colours, and they're all
We're setting a low bar here,
but
Michael.
the pink Zord from
Yeah.
this poster is bright pink,
Uh-huh.
and it's the blue Zord is blue. They could have just gone grey with an accent.
Yeah, right. That's fair. Okay.
And they're leaning into it a bit.
Yeah.
And that's, at this point, I'll take that, maybe. And the reason I'll take that is the third thing we have to talk about, which is Bill fucking Hader as Alpha 5.
Yeah, that's you can't be upset about. That's the best news. It's perfect.
Thinking about this movie is just a roller coaster. Mm-hmm. Every time they announce something new, it's like, Elizabeth Banks is Rita Repulsa. Great, yes, on board. She looks like this. Oh, okay, hold on, what are you doing? Bryan Cranston is Zordon. Yes, great, excellent. Here's we're not going to release a trailer for months and months, and we still haven't seen any footage or anything, and we're 6 months out,
But Bill Hader's Alpha 5.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
He's good. They can't go grimdark serious version of Alpha 5, right?
No, I think at least Alpha 5 now is safe.
Yes.
Yeah,
What's he going to look like?
Oh, boy, who knows? Looking at those Zords, he could look like RoboCop for all I know.
I mean, I almost
Yeah, it's because it's Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Bill Hader RoboCop.
Bill Hader as RoboCop Alpha 5.
Yeah.
There's something there.
Yeah.
I hope he keeps the big head.
Yes.
And the red light going back and forth.
Yes.
Beyond that,
Not too picky.
no.
I would like a lightning bolt on the chest.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what this... I feel like normally I'm a pretty good judge of these things. And I just have absolutely no clue at this point.
Well, it's hard because we basically haven't seen anything still. And it's not that far away in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it's 6 months away from when we're recording this, which is very close. And we've been told that there will be some sort of preview at New York Comic Con,
right,
which is a week after this episode goes up.
Yep.
So I imagine that's a trailer 6 months out, which would be like roughly consistent with how they do trailers for these things.
Yeah.
If it's not a trailer, that would be weird.
Yes.
Like, because they're going to have to do a trailer in the next month or so. It would be a strange place to be like, we're doing a big panel, we've got the cast here, everyone's going to be here, everyone's watching, here's a clip instead.
Yeah. You want to talk about what happened with IGN the other day?
Yeah, that was strange, wasn't it? So IGN like did a Snapchat story or something, and at the end of it they were like, and tomorrow the Zord reveal. And we were like, yeah, that makes sense. They've revealed like parts of them on the thing, so like, you know, full shots of them. That makes a lot of sense. And then that wasn't a thing.
No, because Saban, came out and said, yeah, we're not doing that.
I think what happened, like my understanding of what happened is someone got in touch with Lionsgate somehow. Right. And Lionsgate were like, yeah, this isn't...
We don't know what you're talking about.
Not like, no, shut it down, but just, no, don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that could happen.
I don't either.
IGN doesn't announce that without having like that story queued to go, right?
The only thing I can imagine is if IGN got their hands on the posters somehow and thought they were exclusive and like, hey, we're going to reveal the Zords, and then realised that everyone already had them out and up and was like, oh, never mind.
I mean, I guess, maybe. But that seems like, I don't know.
It's like it's a stretch, but it's also all I can think of.
Because otherwise the only other option is like they were actually going to do it and someone shut them down for some reason.
And then Lionsgate lied about it?
Which, like, sure, maybe. But then you would kind of expect IGN to maybe be like, hey, guys, don't throw us under the bus here.
Yeah, stand up for themselves.
But then also they don't want to jeopardise potentially getting to do that in the future. So, I don't know. Lionsgate, if you'd ever like a small Power Rangers podcast in Australia to secretly reveal something, we will do that.
Yeah, you're definitely not listening. But
I mean, it's not impossible that someone could be.
I guess.
It is, granted, unlikely.
Profoundly unlikely, yeah. Just statistically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not impossible, that's true.
Someone in Antarctica could be listening. It's always possible.
That's true, I suppose.
I feel like the first one is a little more likely. I think I'd get a notification in our podcast stats if like a penguin started listening. They'd be like, hey guys, penguins have just discovered podcasts. It's you. Isn't that weird?
How would the computer know?
Because they have a different operating system. Linux.
They run on... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's...
Well done.
I wish I'd thought of that before I said the first half of the joke without the punchline.
Yep. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, let's go watch some Power Rangers.
Yeah, a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Do you think... like
it's going to be a terrible episode? So it could be like, burn.
No,
you got the recipe
I was going
right.
to say like cooking related.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what
Do you want to talk about a real recipe for disaster? The shit show that happened with the Great British Bake Off, Matthew. Are you following this news?
No.
Oh,
Lay
Matthew.
it on me.
The company that produces British Bake Off for the BBC.
So that's a Gabbo to fans, I believe?
Yeah, we pronounce it Gabo.
Cheer.
I certainly do at every opportunity I have.
Yep.
So the company that produces it for the BBC were like, fuck you guys, we're going to go get some more money from Channel 4.
Yep.
So Channel 4 made
Channel 4 is like not a publicly funded broadcaster?
Yes, it's like a private...
Got it.
Whatever. And Channel 4 were like, yeah, sure, here's like some ridiculous amount of money, like $75 million or something.
Whoa!
At which point, Mel and Sue said, no thanks, we're out.
Sorry, who's Mel and Sue?
They host Great British Bake Off.
Right.
They are British comedians. They are excellent.
Okay.
And then Mary Berry, who's one of the cooking hosts. The show's got like two hosts like Andrew G and James Matheson.
Yep.
And then it also has like two judges.
Yep.
So Mary Berry is like 6,000 years old.
Yep.
And she's one of the other judges.
Right.
And the other judge is a man named Paul Hollywood, who... I know.
That sounds like a character that Tim would make.
I understand. Everybody's mother thinks he's dreamy.
Okay.
Everybody else thinks he's a bit too, he's a bit creepy.
Right.
But, you know, he's he's probably in his mid-50s or something. And so he was like, yeah, I'll go to Channel 4. And everybody else who's responsible for the show were like, no, we are sticking with the BBC, thank you. We like the BBC. So the BBC are going to produce their own cooking, baking competition show with the 3 people who stuck around.
Wow.
And Channel 4 have just got, honestly, the one everyone likes the least and the name of the show.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a disaster, Matthew.
That sounds like a disaster. It's like whatever that cake thing is that if you knock it in the oven, it doesn't...
A souffle?
A souffle.
Yeah. Matt, we should get you on the Great Australian Bake Off. Because they would say, Matthew, you need to make a cake. And you'd say, right, is it one of those put them in the oven and don't wobble them too much cakes? Or just a regular cake?
Or the other sort of cake.
Yes, which obviously Matthew can produce perfectly.
Yeah.
Do you bake?
I on a cake, very rarely, basically.
Sure.
I certainly don't bake with your enthusiasm and regularity.
It's so good, Matt.
Yeah.
If you want bread and you're like, I would like bread 5 hours from now, that's a thing you can do.
Or I could pay someone to crawl to the local shops
I mean, look.
and get in half the time.
That's definitely an option. All right. Should we go watch Recipe for Disaster?
Yeah, let's do
I
that.
hope it's not a disaster, and I hope this goddamn Silver Ranger shows up.
Yeah, I hope he shows up for 30 seconds at the end to be like, hey, Michael.
No, I hope he is an intergalactic chef.
Yep.
Who is also a Power Ranger. And I know you're thinking that's ridiculous, but we've got a caveman and a medieval knight, so...
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not out of...
He's
out
an
of
intergalactic chef who discovered it in, like, a cinnamon shaker. That's where he found his energem. And he's coming to Earth to...
Sorry, cinnamon shaker?
You know, when you buy, like, cinnamon... Oh, you don't bake. Like, when you buy, like, cinnamon from Woolworths, it comes in, like, a little thing that you can shake.
The cinnamon we have is like a stick.
Oh, yeah, you can buy, like, raw cinnamon,
Okay.
but if you only want to, like, ever put it on top of donuts...
Got it.
then you can just buy, like, already ground, and you don't have to mortar and pestle it.
Sounds like cheating.
I mean, it's a little cheating, but, like, once you're at that stage of the donuts, thinking, like, I'm going to spend 2 hours grinding something,
Yeah.
is like, no, I wanted donuts.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where he found it.
Yep.
And his Zord, you know, we know his Zord already, and he's coming to Earth because, there's an ingredient that he can only get on Earth.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's people.
Oh, that took a dark turn.
Yeah, that's right.
Soylent Green is what the Silver Ranger needs to bake a cake.
Yep.
That's
gonna
this
be-
week on Ranger Danger.
It's going to be a strange episode, but I'm looking forward to it.
All right, we'll see if that's how that all pans out. We'll see you soon.
Ranger danger, Ranger danger.
And we're back.
That is more like it.
Yeah, that was something. That was a whole bunch of something.
That was like... It was definitely a plot-heavy episode as opposed to...
A character heavy.
like a character-heavy, or even just like a filler Power
Yes.
Rangers episode.
Yes.
But
Sure, I'll take
more
it.
like that. How can this show make that and that one where that girl got kidnapped and wrapped in a tortilla underground?
I didn't hate that episode. I know that that's a good go-to example because it was crazy, but...
I just like...
I agree with my heart for both.
Yeah, that was good.
That's good.
That's good. It's good. So, Matt, let's start. You are now doing an impression of Keeper in the opening sequence.
Yes.
It's a pretty good impression of Keeper. Can you do it again?
You must keep the energy safe.
Okay, you've crossed into Halloween creepy there.
He is Halloween creepy in my mind.
And in real life.
Yeah.
And as you said, I'm going to miss these guys. We
Yeah.
don't have long left.
Yeah, they'll be gone like dust in the wind.
This episode definitely feels like third act.
Yeah, it's
like
wrap it up.
Pushing into the end of this story.
Yeah.
And this shit is about to get intense.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll take it from the top.
Let's do it.
So, Keeper is downstairs in the base with the energems, and he is telling the Rangers a story.
Yes.
He's filling them in on some backstory. So, when the energems were created, there was evil residue. That's just how it works.
They couldn't do any better than evil residue.
There was evil residue.
Fuck.
It wasn't, I need to be clear.
Look, the guys, they do such a good job at caring about stuff and trying to make stuff work. Evil residues, that's just lazy shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's evil residue. That's fine. So that became the dark energem. I don't know why. It doesn't sound like it was a natural process. It sounds like someone had to make it into an energem. So why not just not do that with the evil residue? Anyway, it can cripple the powers of the other energems.
Sounds bad.
That does sound bad. And it was hidden deep within Sentai 6.
Hey. That was... I had a hot second of being like, oh, now there's a planet out there called Sentai. Maybe that's like where the Sentai Rangers live. But then like 5 seconds later we find out that it blows up.
Oh yeah, it got just straight up blown up.
Yeah.
By
So
there was a mysterious warlord who just blew up the planet to find the gem.
Yep. Doesn't seem like a good way to
No, because
find
you just end up
something.
with a lot of smaller rocks.
Yeah.
Unless, like, what we see is an explosion, but maybe he just, like, melted it to scrap and only the Energem survived.
Maybe. Messed up either way.
Anyway, that's why they sent the Silver Ranger everything. Because they can't do stuff. It's not clear. And, come on, it's just...
What possible reason could the Silver Ranger, who's on the other side of the galaxy or something, have for the data to their Megazords?
Yeah, why would you want it?
What does it do?
What does it do at all? Anyway, so unfortunately, they can't help him out until they know where he is.
Yes.
And they don't know where he is yet. So in the evil spaceship,
Yep.
Wrench has been working on a secret project.
Ooh.
It's a fortress-themed robot
Yep.
called Fortress.
I can see where they got the name from.
Yep. And he's very powerful, but it's not just that he's very powerful, it's that they've been training him and he knows all the Megazord's moves.
Right.
So he's been watching footage of their past fights.
Yep.
And anything they throw at him, he knows how to defend it.
Yeah. And they even know the names of those moves because Power Rangers yell them out every time.
It's incredibly useful.
It's a good system.
And as Heckle points out, Wrench won't be there to yell out the names of the moves. But that's okay, because there's a cockpit inside him when he gets grown giant.
Yeah, Monster Megazord!
Here's what I want to know.
Yes.
Does that mean it's an adorable, like, scale model of that cockpit when he's regular size?
Oh, definitely. Absolutely.
Did Wrench have to, like, build what it
With,
looks
like,
like on the
tweezers.
inside and, like, yeah.
Tiny little levers.
That'd be great. That's
That would be
great. Alright, so...
Well, hang on. How do you feel about Monster Megazords, Michael?
Yeah, sure, fine. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me how this one's fine because, like, the monster never gets a personality.
No.
He's not really a monster.
It's a machine as far as we know, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was actually a monster, I think that would, like, because wouldn't he just have, like, a brain and stuff? But, yeah, this is fine.
I like evil Megazords.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
this
like,
is not quite that, but...
it's an evil Zord that is a Megazord as well.
Sure.
Yeah. And as if that wasn't enough subplots for this episode, we're at the museum. Tyler's all dressed up in, like...
We're about to go for a radically different level of stakes right now.
Yeah.
This episode shifts gears in the most bizarre ways.
So Tyler's all dressed up in his, like, fancy waiter outfit.
Maitre d', yeah.
And he's doing a bit of a French accent.
A bit?
He's doing a lot of a French accent. This is, I wrote the name down, Catherine Alistair, the food critic.
Yes.
And she is there reviewing the cafe at a dinosaur museum because I guess she's run out of restaurants.
Or she's just like super low tier food critic. Next week, Hungry Jack's.
Yes, Jack is still hungry.
Yes.
Yep. I have tried the Angry Whopper.
It turns out the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
That's true. I've always said that. Anyway, she's ordered the pavlova for dessert.
Yes.
And Chase has made 3 pavlovas now. The first one exploded all over him.
Yes.
The second one didn't explode all over him because he knew to duck under the table, but it did explode all over Ivan. And this is the third one now.
I have a question.
Yeah. No.
What do Americans think pavlova is?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, can pavlovas explode? And I was going to answer, no.
No.
It seems that they think it is like some sort of meringue shell around an explosive shell.
A bomb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't...
It doesn't like... First of all, a cake wouldn't ever just like combust.
No.
But it also explodes like a grenade.
Yeah. I'm not really like a big pavlova guy.
I don't like pavlova at all.
But like it's a meringue. It's much more likely to
Crumble?
collapse
Yeah, absolutely.
than explode.
Yeah.
But it's fine. You know, like
It's just bizarre. I kept thinking that... Because later on we find that Chase is missing his Energem and it looks like it fell off during cooking.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess if the Energem is in there, it might like cause it to react. Like some
yeah, sure.
Ghostbusters shit.
I'm willing to accept that.
I don't know. Weird.
Anyway, as Shelby says, one bad review and the cafe could shut down.
Why?
I just... Like, these things I understand may perhaps be true at a restaurant run by someone like Gordon Ramsay, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Where, like, if you had a major food critic and that food critic came in and slammed it, that would be very bad for you.
Yes.
This is a place where you go when you're done seeing dinosaur skeletons.
Absolutely.
And you're like... I don't want to just go to McDonald's next door. Let's just get a burger.
And like, we've seen the outside. It's not like it's in a super, like, city-based location.
No, it's like where a dinosaur museum would be.
Yeah, for all I'm pretty confident that you go to the dinosaur museum, and then if you want food, you go to the cafe.
Yeah, you made it like it's a day trip.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
You don't think, I would like to eat lunch today, but because it got a bad review, I'm not going to have their shitty burgers.
Yeah, like you know that burger is going to be fine, but like not the greatest hamburger you've ever eaten.
It's going to be like if you went to like the aquarium or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like super expensive, low quality, but you're a captive audience, so shut up.
I am willing to accept that this will at least be food that is provided to me.
Yes.
Anyway, so Chase presents it personally to her, and it explodes all over her.
Yay.
It's a little funny.
It's alright.
Like, it's dumb slapstick, like, oh, look, it exploded.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie, a little bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
And so it goes all over her face, all over her things, including her designer handbag, which is now, as Coda says, a Pavlova handbag. Because he doesn't understand any of the words being used in that sentence.
And I love him so much because she's so angry. And he tries to resolve the situation by going, but now it's got cake on it. And like, she might think, oh, that's a good point, Coda, thank you. But no.
Coda's the best.
He is the best.
Alright, so she just, like, she's not very happy at Chase. She says to him, call yourself a New Zealander and you can't make a pavlova. Now look, I understand that it is a New Zealand national dish. But, like, I've never made lamingtons.
Yeah, me either.
I don't think it's that central to the New Zealand national identity.
No. And even if it is, like, just because it's part of your culture doesn't mean you need to be the one who knows how to make it.
Exactly. I've never wrestled a crocodile.
Haven't you? You should do that. It's a good time.
I think it'll attack me.
It will, that's the whole point.
Is it crocodiles where they have no pressure, like, the pressure to open their mouths isn't strong, so if you hold them shut, they stay shut?
Sure.
Test
that out for me.
I think it's crocodiles. They've got, like, tremendous jamming shut power.
Right.
So, like, they can tear limbs off with their bite.
Yes.
But the ability to open is incredibly weak.
Right.
Because it's, like, the muscles specialized one way.
So you've got to make sure they don't open.
So if you can, like, get a rubber band around it, it can't counteract that force.
I feel like it's not a rubber band, though. I would not trust a rubber
I'm sure
band.
it's like an industrial rubber band.
Look, they're like titanium rope.
Look, Matt, if you go out and hunt crocodiles, you don't stop at Officeworks on the way, okay?
Yeah, right.
You stop at crockhunter.com
Yeah. But
for all your croc hunter needs.
You stop there on the way home?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an actual shop. Do you remember in like the early 2000s, there were lots of like shops that put .com at because it was like,
they didn't
it's
understand.
cool, it's the future.
Yeah.
It's like in 1998 when everything put 2000 on the end.
Yes.
Listeners might not know, we had a TV show that was called Beyond 2000 that was about, like, look at all the cool science things. And then it became, like, 1999, and they just had to change the name to Beyond Tomorrow.
Yeah, because they realised that it would automatically be out of date.
Yeah. It's like, what will we see in the distant future beyond the year 2000? Just all this stuff we've got.
We had a video store called Video 2000.
That's true. I believe there may still be one or two of them around.
That's so hilarious. Because video was the one thing that became irrelevant about that time.
Yeah.
So good.
All right. Anyway, so, look, the Pavlova exploded. Chase is pretty bummed.
Yep.
So they've got a new plan.
Yes.
They're going to go downstairs into the lab. It's a sterile environment. Kendall's got all sorts of science equipment. They are going to, like, try to recreate it there and be sure that it wasn't anything in the kitchen. The only person who is not happy about this plan is Kendall.
Yeah.
Who was not consulted at any point and would very much like baking to not happen where she's doing important science.
Yes.
That's not an unreasonable position for her to have.
I love Kendall so much.
So, I love all of these guys, but I do love Kendall so much.
Kendall threads like walks this incredible line of anyone else who was that kind of like really picky, gets frustrated and sort of picky about things, you'd kind of get on your nerves.
Yeah.
But not with Kendall.
No, later this episode, she shows up on a motorcycle.
And saves the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Swings and roundabouts.
Yep. Sometimes it's a swing, sometimes it's a roundabout. So, Chase goes to get his energem.
Yep.
He goes to, like, take it off because he's going inside. Matt, it's not around his neck.
Oh, no.
It must have fallen into the Pavlova.
That's the worst place it can be.
More or less. Definitely, like, top 5 worst places.
Yeah.
And, of course, they didn't find it when they were cleaning up. So...
It must be in the Pavlova bag.
Kendall is not happy about that either. Like, guys, when you're cooking, Energem's inside t-shirts. Okay. In fact, all the time, Energem's inside t-shirts.
This is a rule.
Like, first of all, whatever's holding them onto that chain, go a little stronger.
Yeah.
But second of all, maybe, like, more secure?
Yeah.
Something more secure about one of the 10 most powerful objects in
The universe, allegedly.
Anyway, then a spaceship crashes into the city.
Yeah, so we're about to shift back from Pavlova stakes to universe stakes
I
again.
figured we were done.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a villain thing going on, a hero's thing going on. I can see, like, the structure of... They come together, like, I know what that episode is.
Yep.
If it weren't for the fact that we have a whole other thing to deal with.
Yes.
So, out comes Singe,
Yes.
and out comes 2 new dudes. Do you want to describe them, Matt?
One of them,
Yep.
I guess I'd call like a flame vulture.
Yep.
He's kind of like a dodo man that has had all of his like feathers kind of burned off.
Yep.
And he's kind of like on fire, but not.
Yep.
And then there's Arcanon.
So, sorry, we should say that's Doomwing.
Doomwing.
It's a good name.
What's
Good
Doomwing?
name. Doomwing.
What's the other wing?
No, they're both Doom Wings. He's going to doom you with his wings.
No,
Doomwing.
No, he's not Doom Wings. He's Doom Wing.
Fair enough.
One Doom Wing, one like, it's probably going to be Fine Wing. He's like Two-Face but for birds.
Okay.
The other one is King Arcanon?
Lord Arcanon.
Lord Arcanon. Who... I don't even know where to start. He has like drama masks on his face.
Yeah, as many of the monsters do.
Yeah.
He kind of like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, he's kind of like an evil Statue of Liberty. That's a good way of saying
He's got like one giant, not like a wing, but like a shoulder support thing that's like a meteor, maybe? And
He definitely looks of a piece with Singe.
yes, well, I mean, yeah, clearly like the drama masks. I don't know, I might look it up. He's clearly related to like Wrench and Poisandra and
Yes.
all of those monsters.
Yes.
But the show, like, he's a separate dude and
Yep.
yeah.
So this is Lord Arcanon.
Yeah, and he's a bad dude.
Make it. You say it like you're giving someone a compliment in the 90s.
Oh, no. He's a bad dude.
Right. Okay.
That's important.
Yeah.
So Heckle and the other guys show up. And they're like, right, who's this stepping on our turf? Yo. Look, Matthew, it's been a long time since I had to deal with anyone and turf.
Yes.
In either sense.
You don't know?
No. I don't believe in having lawns. I'm like genuinely morally opposed to lawns.
Really?
Yeah. They take up valuable space and they don't serve any purpose. If people instead of lawns wanted to have like gardens where they grew stuff, I'd be fine with that.
Grass is stuff.
No, it's not. But like flowers, you can be like, oh yeah, flowers, good. Grass is just a thing that you step on to get to stuff. I don't like grass.
Yeah, but you don't like the outside.
No, but
So I feel like you're not qualified to assess outdoor areas.
from a city planning perspective, I
Yeah.
believe we should have smaller, closer houses and larger public green spaces.
You know what? I don't disagree with that.
That's right. You're anti-grass as well. You just didn't know
I'm
it.
not anti-grass because I want to have dogs soon. And I feel like dogs should be allowed to have a backyard.
Yeah, but they could be on the public grass.
No.
Everyone can play with the dogs. The dogs will go crazy.
That's the problem. Like, it's good to take dogs out to parks and socialise them, but they need their own space as well.
Maybe they could have a small square of turf.
You're on one star.
2 small squares of 2?
You're like Doomwing.
How many? Okay. Alright. How? In what sense? I have a slight British accent and no one really knows what my gimmick is?
Sometimes you're terrible and sometimes you're not so bad.
Okay, fair enough. So, here's Lord Arcanon's deal.
Yes.
Right? You remember the guys, like all the monsters from this entire show who Sledge was, like, bringing to someone because he was a bounty hunter?
Yes.
That someone was Lord Arcanon.
Oh, shit!
I'd like to remind the show that was millions of years ago.
Yes. He's a patient man.
So, Lord Arcanon clearly not particularly fussed about how long this has been taking.
That's a weird detail, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it seemed, the fact that happened millions of years ago seemed really only relevant to 10 minutes of the first episode.
Yeah.
And yet, the whole rest of the show has had to deal with the consequences of that timeline.
Yeah. Dumb. Anyway, so this Lord Arcanon is, Wrench confirms, the only monster Sledge was ever afraid of.
Yeah. He probably should have been afraid of, like, at least the Power Rangers, because they murdered him.
Not monsters, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And technically, gravity murdered him.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
No, you can't shoot someone and be like, technically the bullet murdered
No,
him.
it's like the end of Batman Begins. They didn't kill him, but they don't have to save him either. That's how Liam Neeson dies.
Yeah.
Sledge is the Liam Neeson of this TV show.
I don't know if that's giving Liam Neeson too much credit.
It's giving Liam Neeson nowhere near enough credit.
Alright.
Liam Neeson is the best. And Sledge, how can you not love Liam Neeson? Really?
I feel like he did Taken,
Yeah.
and then for some reason he became like the action hero guy.
Well, I mean, it's because his wife died in a tragic accident and he threw himself into his work.
Sure, and I guess I can't come out against that.
It's hard to take a negative position there, isn't it?
All right, guess I'm just going to take an E on that one.
Yep, that's fine.
Cool.
Liam Neeson is the best.
All right, can't
That's
argue.
right. He trained Ewan McGregor.
I mean, like in acting or in Star Wars?
No, in Star Wars.
Okay.
Star Wars is much more important than acting.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
George Lucas definitely agreed.
I mean, he also taught Batman. If we're going to do that,
There we go. See? How good is that? That's the 2 best people.
Star Wars,
Ewan McGregor and
Star
Batman.
Wars and Batman.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Yep.
So, as Lord Arcanon says, all of Sledge's stuff is his, which includes Heckle, because he was one of those monsters. Heckle is not particularly into that.
No, he doesn't want to be a slave.
No.
So we've got ourselves into 12 Years a Slave Power Rangers version. No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't. Much less morally complicated because they're all horrible monsters.
It's probably what they said.
Oh boy. Okay. So it's time for Snide to come out. We haven't seen him in a while.
Yes.
And so he's like, right, bring on the Magna Beam.
Yep.
Fortress grows giant. He gets inside. He's got his own little cockpit.
I like this, that like the Power Rangers and they're like, oh, we can't escalate without a fight. Heckle's like, oh, fuck that. Just go squash the motherfuckers.
Yep, he sure is. So he's got his own like fortress-themed cockpit where instead of the dinosaur logo on the back wall, it's got evil eyes.
Yeah.
And the controls look kind of like gravestones.
Yeah. It's pretty
Some
cool.
good shit.
Yep.
So he just destroys some buildings.
Yep. There's one particular shot
Yep.
of him blowing up an entire skyscraper.
Yep.
That is just like, yeah, that's definitely thousands of people.
Yep.
At least.
Yep.
Guess that happened.
Yeah, that's just a thing that has happened in this show now.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, the Pavlova exploded. Oh no, a giant building full of people exploded.
Oh boy. All right. But Arcanon,
Yeah.
he knows how to deal with that. He's stolen the Rangers' tech. How, you say? It's a mystery.
It is a deep, deep mystery.
I bet it's related to that time that they sent their tech into space.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So, Doomwing summons the T-Rex Zord.
Yeah, this is a real holy shit
And
moment,
it
right?
is on.
Yeah. He also, like, pulls out a charger.
And, like, throws it into the air and, like, does the thing.
Does it properly.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's my jam.
Yeah.
So, in the base, everyone is like, hold the fucking phone. What just happened?
Because they're still dealing with the Pavlova issue.
That's what's going on down there, is baking. They
Yeah.
didn't even know this was happening.
The Saints went for a Great British Bake Off to, like, Batman versus Superman.
Oh boy. And it's not just the T-Rex Zord now. They get out the whole Plesio Charge Megazord.
Yeah.
They've got their own cockpit, which is like the regular cockpit, but more dimly lit and evil.
Yep. It's cool.
It's cool.
They also just really commit to doing all... Like, they say the words when the Zords combine.
Yep.
I love it for some reason.
They do all of the... Like, yeah, it's all the stuff that you hate. Like, they go in on the posing and the motion control.
Yeah.
But something about it being, like, the bad guys also getting in on it.
I think it's because my headcanon is they got all of the data, but also the data was, like, the instructions for, like, being a Power Ranger.
Right, okay.
And it had stuff in there that you probably don't actually have to do.
Yeah, sure.
But you should do if you're a Power Ranger.
Like, you can just sit on the floor and control it with your mind.
Yes.
But the instructions don't say that.
No, because they don't want you to do that.
Yeah, the instructions say, like... And they're like, we don't have time to test.
Yeah, we don't know how much of this is literal and how much
it
of this...
looks like yelling the attack names is important.
So let's not risk it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so the Rangers have got footage of the cockpit.
Yes.
That somehow instantly tells them Arcanon's name, but...
We'll skip past that one.
That's fine. I'm happy to skip past that. So they can see in and they're like, who are these jokers?
Indeed. Who are these Muppets?
Alright, so this is a fight now between this Megazord and Fortress. And, Fortress holds its own, as promised.
Yeah, quite easily, actually. Like, they're throwing all of the super moves at Fortress, and he's just shrugging it off.
Yep. To the point where he just, blasts back at them, and the Zord just explodes apart.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep. But, of course, they don't just have 3 Zords. This show has 6 billion Zords.
It's true.
So they get out, all 6 core Zords
Yep.
and form them into those 2 core Megazords.
Yep.
And it's time for another fight.
So, Arcanon sends Singe over to the other one.
Yep.
So that they're controlling both.
Yeah. But before we get to that fight, Chase has nearly got his energem. He's nearly tracked down...
Yeah,
what's her
he's
name?
back on the case of the Pavlova leash.
Yep.
And so this is still a subplot.
He finds her
Yep.
and explains to her, look, I think something important to me fell in. We didn't find it. Can I just get it from your bag? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah, rummage around my handbag. I don't see how that could
It's
be
full
risky.
of Pavlova and I haven't dealt with that yet. So I guess just do it. Luckily, he finds it just in time to nearly get crushed by an exploding building.
Yeah.
Has he not been looking up?
He's a pretty tunnel vision guy, I think.
But if you we were walking through the city and there was also a giant monster fight, you'd think you'd notice.
Yeah, Chase wouldn't.
Maybe he wouldn't. So he manages to save her from the falling things.
Yes.
It's very close.
It is very close.
And,
they did a good job of making that look pretty tight.
And so she says to him, thank you for saving me. Also, here's a tip. You said you followed the instructions the same way every time, but it failed once, and you just did the same thing 3 times. So, what did you think you were going to get? Trust your Kiwi ingenuity, which is not a stereotype I thought we had of them.
In fact, I would say that they're largely stupid.
Yes, they also have sexual intercourse with sheep.
Yes.
That's basically all we think about them. That and they shot the Hobbit there.
I don't actually think the Kiwis are stupid, by the way.
I'm not
The
disputing...
sheep thing, 100%.
I'm not disputing that there have been many ingenious New Zealanders.
Yes.
Right? I just,
Yeah, I'm with you, yeah. I don't know where that came from.
It's not a specific... And, these guys make this show in New Zealand, so is
think they
someone
know?
reporting back to them, hey, all these Kiwis are really ingenious.
The New Zealand government is just slipping them checks to say nice things about New Zealand.
Well, I know that there's a thing where that's why we got 2 episodes set in New Zealand, is because you get a bit more of a kickback if you say hey, New Zealand's great, kids.
Yeah.
But that would be a weird for them to just be all New Zealanders are phenomenal and very good scientists.
And fantastic at Pavlova.
Great at skateboards and Pavlova.
Yep.
So you should hire a New Zealander.
And wooing genuinely great women. Yep.
There we go. That's all of the New Zealand stereotypes we've got.
Yep.
Right. So Chase is thanks. Can you get out of the way of this giant monster fight, please?
Yeah.
I have to go get involved in that for reasons that I cannot explain to a food critic.
Yeah.
But it'll be fine. No one ever asks the Rangers, hey, where are you going? When they run in the direction of the fighting.
No.
Anyway, alright. The Zords are just all wrecking shit. And so they make the Megazord, and now more Zords are wrecking shit. There's a lot of Zord fighting. And most of it is physical work.
Yeah.
And most of it looks pretty good.
It does look pretty good. I so much prefer the physical stuff, and I'm so glad that that's mostly what this is.
Yeah.
But really, like, at the start of Dino Charge Regular,
Yeah.
I seem to recall it still being mostly CGI.
Yeah, we got a lot of CGI back then.
Whereas now, they seem to be leading more heavily into the actual...
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the footage they're choosing or if, like, that stuff is expensive and so you front and back load it and all the middle stuff is guys in suits or, like, if they just have this episode just happen to be lots of physical suits. But it's some good stuff.
It is good stuff.
So the Rangers get to a rooftop.
Yep.
And they're like, well, let's try and control our Zords.
Sorry, so the Rangers are running across a rooftop. Mm-hmm. In the middle of the rooftop is a chimney.
Yes.
Everyone runs around the chimney, except Coda, who just goes like, Coda!
Straight
and parkours over the top of it.
Coda's the best.
He's the best. Totally unnecessary. Totally fantastic.
Yep. So they all decide that they're going to, like, try and control the Megazords. Riley grabs his Dino Charger, does his throw thing, just loops right back around to him.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
That was pretty cool.
That's like easy shorthand for no, you guys are locked out.
Yes.
So, alright. They're all, like, standing out there just watching the fight.
Yep.
The fight goes on for a little longer, and ultimately Fortress just takes down those two Megazords as well. He knocks them over, the guys get thrown out like the Power Rangers always do.
Yep.
And Fortress is like, right, who's next?
Yep.
Which
Which
is great.
is pretty intimidating at this point.
So, Arcanon is like, right, you told me that would be great, so, no.
What's the deal?
And Doomwing is like, hold on, they've still got another Zord. And he holds up the Dino Charger, and Arcanon just backhands it out of his hand.
That's the Dino Chargers for the Plesiozord.
Yes.
No,
the Titanozord.
Titanozord, sorry, you're right.
And Arcanon is like, no, we have tried like 11,000 Zords.
Yeah.
I'm not just doing another one. And anyway, what we actually want is the Energems, and I've got a plan for that. So
Let's just go.
we'll show up later in the episode.
Yep.
Luckily, the Rangers can now get in their Zords.
Because they're empty. I love that.
Yep.
They left the doors unlocked.
And so it's time they morph. The first time they morph. We're like 15 minutes into this episode.
It's pretty crazy, right?
And so they group morph. They try to do their attack stuff. And Fortress is still not having it.
No.
And like this episode really effectively, like it threw all their things at him in the guise of, hey, the bad guys are trying it out.
Yep.
So now we genuinely don't know, like, how can they possibly stop this
How are they
thing?
going to solve it? Yeah.
No Megazord can beat him, of course. And that's when Chase has an epiphany. If you keep trying the same thing, it'll never work. You have to use some Kiwi ingenuity.
I believe that's Einstein's law of Pavlova.
That definitely sounds true.
Yeah.
Luckily, Kendall's been working on a new Megazord formation.
Hey, great.
So she needs like a little longer with that.
I need 2 minutes to invent a new Megazord, guys.
No, she's just got to like output the PDF. There's a special set of settings. She hasn't got a preset because every time she tries look, it's not worth explaining.
She stuck around for Bluetooth for a while.
Yeah. Oh man, have you ever tried to get the Bluetooth? Because Chase reset it so he could listen to his radio when he was in the Zord.
Yeah.
But now we've got, it's just
Chase.
the worst. We've just got to do a full system. Look, give me a couple of minutes.
Yep.
We'll come back to it.
Yep. What are they going to do to stall, Michael?
They're just going to form their Megazords. And they're just going to
The Titanozord?
the Titano Charge Zord Mega
Mega times
Zord
with the Zord.
Mega. They've all got names.
Sword charge
And they're all,
with the
remember
Titan?
in the old days when we just had to remember Megazord?
Yeah.
And then like Ultra Zord, and that was basically it.
Yeah, it got pretty crazy when we had a Mega Dinozord.
Yeah. Now we've got Super Mega.
Sorry, Mega Dragonzord.
Yeah,
Dragon Megazord. I can't even remember.
Mega Dragon Zord, I think. But then there was also the one where it just had the blue and yellow ones as feet. And remember that one?
That's the Dragon Mega...
No, because there's the one where the regular Megazord wears it like a cloak.
See, it was pretty complicated back in the day, I think is what I'm realizing.
Yeah.
We've had to cut our own point.
I feel like less complicated.
Yeah, but
Because there were
thinking
like-
about it, not significantly
There were
less.
like 4 of them instead of 6,000. They definitely had less adjectives.
Yes.
But the order was more important.
Yes.
Anyway, so they do the Titano Charge Zord whatever. The cool one with the axe.
Yep.
You guys remember we loved it.
Yep.
It holds off Fortress for a bit.
I'd like to say when it's approaching the city,
Yep.
it like first of all it seems to burst up from the ground
Yep.
head first, and then charges down like a highway in the city in its like sort of dinosaur formation.
Yep.
It's definitely fucking up that city.
Yeah. Oh,
That Zord is doing so much property damage.
And see, in that case, that's CG, and
Yes.
obviously CG.
Yes.
But I don't mind it because they're making it do something that would not look quite as good if they did it practically.
Yeah, totally.
Like, in the old days, the solution to that was run the toy along the ground.
Yeah.
And I think, like, they wanted to actually run. And so that's fine. Like, use the CG where it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Don't use it when it's just, like, shooting a gun.
Yes.
A dude can do that.
Yeah.
Many dudes often do.
That's a big problem for us.
So the Titanicharger holds off Fortress for a bit,
Yep.
but he's still, like, he's not winning. They just hold him to a stalemate.
Yep.
Then Kendall rides up on her motorcycle.
To save, which that's just kind of her shorthand for like I'm going to save the day. She's like runs in on a motorcycle.
This is one of those occasions I wish we had more helmetless shots, because that would have just been, like,
Awesome.
100% cooler.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Except there's no way they'd let them shoot a show where someone was on a motorcycle without a helmet.
Oh, no, she'd have a purple bicycle helmet.
Oh, right, okay,
It
yeah.
just, no, safety first.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, I can't imagine those Power Rangers helmets. Like, if you actually fell off a bike in one of those, that sounds like...
No,
it'd be
but you can
horrifying.
say to kids like,
Yeah,
Power
they're
Rangers
Power
wear the
Rangers.
helmets, you wear your helmet.
Yeah. So, this one requires the first 5 Zords and the Titanozord.
Yeah.
And we're calling...
And also, it requires just craziness.
We're calling this one the Ultra Zord.
Yes.
So, technically, there's going to be, like, 3 or 4 other Zords that don't get used in this, but this is as close to an Ultra Zord as we get.
Yep.
Matt, do you want to describe, like, what it is?
So it's a lot like the Titano Megazord.
Yes.
So Chase's Black Zord
Yep.
becomes like a giant war machine like cannon on its shoulder.
It sure fucking does.
Riley Zord becomes like giant Wolverine claws on one hand.
No, I don't think it's on the hand. I think it's on the end of the axe.
Okay, on the end of the
I
axe.
think because he, like, wields it.
Shit, yeah, there you go. Then there's 2 Zords that give it like extra feet, basically. And there's one missing. I didn't account for that one.
I think the red one ends up somewhere.
Yeah, I think it just sort of like builds out the body a bit,
Yeah.
basically. It has a giant chest plate. It has little pictures of dinosaurs on it.
Yes.
But significantly more dinosaurs than I thought.
Okay, so they're all the dinosaurs that we've seen. Like, they've all got one on their shoulder.
Yes.
And they've got them, like, on the back wall when they're in the Megazord. What I think it is every charger that they've had, even the dumb ones like the one that puts you to sleep and
Right.
those ones, are all a dinosaur.
Got it.
So there's, like, 20 or 30 of those, even though they've only got 10 Zords.
Right.
And so we haven't really seen that happen in the show because the show's done a different thing.
Got it. So, okay, so it's something that the Sentai covered a lot better.
Yeah.
That's like last time when the Titanozord was like using gravity powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I felt like that's something that the Sentai had set up that we were just getting the tail end of.
Yeah, but so we've just got, like, this is just... It's just the power of all dinosaurs,
Yeah.
is what they've got.
Yeah.
Which is a good power to have.
Yeah. I recommend it.
That shoulder-mounted cannon.
It's pretty cool.
That's the stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what really sets it off for me. I will say, I'm going to sound like the bee's old man
Yeah.
right now, but back in my day, an Ultra Zord involved a Carrier Zord.
Well, the Titano-charged Zord is, like, kind of...
It carrying the Dino Charges does not a Carrier Zord
I
make.
think... Here's the thing. I think the official, like, reasoning is the Ultra Zord is all the Zords.
Yeah.
So in the old days, that was Titanus and the Dragon Zord and the Dino Zords.
Yeah.
And then it was Tor and the Tiger Zords and all those guys.
Yeah.
And, like, this isn't all of the Zords, but it's...
As close as you can feasibly
like,
get.
it's all 6 important Zords and then one other one.
I feel like the Plesiozord seemed to be such a big deal for a while.
Yeah.
That it's like, is that not...
But it can become a dude all on its own.
Yeah.
They don't need that.
So-
He could be standing over to the side.
Yeah, and I'm sure when we get to the finale, we'll have this Ultra Zord plus that, plus whatever the Silver Ranger's got.
Yeah.
And then only leaves the Graphite.
Oh, no, this
somewhere?
is the Silver Ranger.
Sorry, The
The leftover ones
Yep.
from this and the purple
Yep.
would be the Gold Ranger Zord,
yes.
the Silver Ranger Zord, which is the Wrecking Ball, and
No, that's the graphite.
yes, sorry, and the Aqua Ranger Zord, which
Yep.
did something.
What was the Aqua Rangers? Was that the one that went underground at some point?
It might be. Yes, is that the one with the hammer? That must be the hammer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really lost track.
There's a
of these
lot
guys.
of robots in this show.
Yeah.
And most of the time, like, they don't show them.
No.
They just like, oh yeah, use those ones.
They kind of flash by.
Yeah. So presumably the gold and aqua and graphite could make a Megazord, because we've seen gold and 2 others.
Yep.
So presumably they could have like an Ultra Zord, a 1 Megazord, and a 3 Megazord.
That's 3 bananas.
Or they might just have like just the T-Rex.
Yeah, who knows?
Anyway, so they've got the Ultra Plasma Final Blast, which involves the Super Drive Saber and everybody putting on way too many spiky bits and just patrol.
So first of all, they use the sort of big shoulder mounted cannon.
Yep.
Then they use the Wolverine stab. And then they do that attack, which basically just shoots rainbow light out of its chest.
All of their attacks just shoot rainbow light out of their chest.
Yeah, but some of them also involve weapons. This is just like a Iron Man's Unibeam situation.
Yes, this is just all dinosaurs.
Yeah. Which I tell you what, I don't love.
No, me either.
Remember when Thor did the colony drop?
I do remember that because it was the best thing in the world.
Yeah. That's the kind of shit I want.
These things must be heavy because it is so many giant robots.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's definitely like doing bad things to the geography of that town.
What would it take to bring Tor back? I mean, I'm sure the answer is someone discovering a warehouse of Tor toys that they never sold.
Yeah. Maybe we should go hunting.
Yeah. I just liked Tor, and I don't think Tor ever got a fair shake.
I mean, he got a few pretty cool moments.
Yeah, but then he just disappeared, and then Titanus came back, and
Nobody wanted Titanus back.
like, I don't.
Titanus, fuck off.
Jesus Christ.
But like, Tor was great.
Yes.
Like a clear improvement over Titanus. And then Titanus wheeled in like, hey guys, remember me? And everyone was like, no, we'd purposely forgotten you.
Alright, so Fortress is destroyed.
Yep.
And Heckle thrown clear.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's bad for him now because the new bad guys are there to mess him up.
Yes.
They don't quite sell it. Arcanon does a thing where he like lifts him up
So yeah, Arcanon lifts him up in the air.
with like magic powers.
Yeah, and he starts to beg, like, properly.
I had a brief moment of he's going to throw him off the side of a building before I realised this is Power Rangers.
I had a brief moment if he was just going to, like, clench his fist
Yep.
and what's his name again?
Sledge, Heckle.
Thank you. Heckle would be just, like, condensed into an energy ball and, like, splatter
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
But, yeah, that didn't happen.
He just drops him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, right, back to the ship.
There is a slightly intense moment coming in just a sec relating to that.
Do we want to just skip to that?
Sure.
Because that's like the end of the episode, but it wraps up this plot.
Yeah.
So Heckle is being walked back through the dungeons.
Yes. Oh, the evil ship.
Like manacles on his legs.
Yes.
And
He's gagged through the mouth, and not like he has something over his mouth. It's like tied very tight back, so it's forcing his mouth open, and his eyes are wide with like terror.
it's horrifying.
It's fucked up. It's real fucked up.
I have like okay, so then like Arcanon is like, right, I'm in charge now. We all know what that's like because Heckle did this like 15 episodes ago.
Yeah.
I have no idea how they're gonna like. Is Heckle just done now? That seems weird, right? Because he's still there. Wouldn't you defeat him? But also,
Yeah, why not? That sort of fortress exploded. He could have died then.
yeah, just like wrap up that story, which means he must come back, I guess. But like,
Doing what? And now I'm considerably less confident about Sledge coming back.
yeah, I like right now. I don't know where they find the time to resolve that and the new bad guy.
Yeah. But they still mention him so specifically in the opening intro.
Yeah,
Man, a lot going on.
there really is a lot going on, and only like 7 episodes left of the regular show to deal with it.
Yeah, and like we don't know what relationship Arcanon has to the Silver
No,
Ranger.
there's definitely still stuff going on there. So, all right, let's just wrap up the other subplots real quick. Tyler comes out to in the secret base.
Yep.
They're like, how did Arcanon get that information about all our Zords? Did we send all the information about all our Zords to someone? And Keeper's like, well, now hold on. I'd like you to consider something before you blame me. Energem wouldn't bond to someone evil. So
Can't be the Silver Ranger, possibly.
must be captured. Maybe that's what's going on. Like, that could be what's going on.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not the vibe I got.
Yeah, 100%.
But, like, that wouldn't be out of the question for this show.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, guy in Silver Ranger costume is, like, very plausible.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen there. But Keeper is just really desperate for, like, some sort of, please, it's not my fault, guys.
It is, though, because he's a shit.
Right. Tyler comes out to take an order, and it's the food critic. And she's like, I'd like some pavlova, please. Why did she come back?
Because Chase saved her life. And she
figures it's worth giving him a second shot?
Yes.
Fair enough. So he puts a tiny Kiwi flag into the top. It's finished. It's his grandmother's recipe this time. It doesn't explode. And she's like, you're going to have to make another one.
And he gets disappointed.
Because it's so good. Everyone will want it. It tastes like a slice of New Zealand, she says, with a look in her eyes that says, and I would like to have sex with you.
It's 100% that look,
Absolutely, unquestionably what that is.
She's definitely delivering that line.
I know because no one's ever given me that look. And because even I know if I got that look,
yeah,
it's time to bust out the whips or whatever you do. I don't know.
What?
I don't know what you do. I'm on record as that not being my area of expertise, Matthew.
All right. But yeah, she delivers that line like, I want a slice of that New Zealand.
You know, Chase is an incredibly attractive young man.
Sure.
It still is weirdly inappropriate for a food critic to say to a chef, right?
Yeah, but also like sorted industry drama.
Yeah.
But you back away, he's got a lovely lady, and I am very invested in their relationship.
Even though she will probably never be on the show again.
Yeah, but just in case.
Just in case.
Step off, food critic.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, consenting adults, age is just a number and all that, but...
Yeah, it's not that she's older than him that's the issue.
No.
It's that he's got a girlfriend.
Yes, exactly.
That's right. I'm glad we made that clear.
Yep.
Or possibly confused it.
Yes.
I'm not sure. So that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, glad we wrapped up that dramatic Pavlova subplot.
I mean, look, dumb, definitely.
Yeah.
But, like...
It's fine. It's so fine.
It's just bizarre to be wedged in the middle of all the other shit that's going on this episode.
Yes.
Like...
That's exactly it.
Any two of those plots together would be fine. But once you bring all three of them together, it's a lot going on.
Yes.
Yeah, alright. Why don't we start by ranking this episode?
Yeah.
Right? So, our 3-point scale, of course, Coda at the top, because
Yep.
Coda's the best.
Yep.
Tyler in the middle, because he's just Tyler and having no strong feelings. Keeper at the bottom, because he continues to be the worst.
Yeah, he sure does. Yeah, I think Coda. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'd agree.
that's fine.
Lots of stuff going on, nothing, like, offensive or bad or wrong, just...
Cool physical Zord stuff.
Good stuff. That's the sort of, like, if every episode from here on out is like that in terms of dealing with, like, plot stuff.
Yeah, I would still like a bit more character stuff, which
Sure.
is weird for me to say for Power Rangers. Like, in Mighty Morphin, particularly at the moment, I don't really need to see any more of Rocky or any of those characters.
Yeah, sure.
But I've got 7 episodes left with these characters that I really like. I'd hate to not see any of them again.
I mean, I will say, Matt, like, looking at the episode titles we've got left,
Yeah.
next week is Silver Secret.
I wonder what that could be about.
So that definitely feels like resolving some threads.
Yeah.
Then Wings of Danger,
Ooh.
which, like, we've got a character called Doomwing now.
Yeah.
I imagine he's going to get some play there.
Yeah.
Then Freaky Fight Day.
Yeah, body swap episode.
Body swap episode, it must be. That'll be a character thing,
Yeah,
right? Like,
100%.
I'm
That's
excited
great.
for that.
That'll be great.
Something called Warg World. That's WORG.
Okay.
I don't, like, that's not a thing that means anything.
No.
So,
Could be anything.
Is that like another planet or like another, I don't know, but let's find out what Warg World is.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Rangers Rock.
It's just about their pet rocks?
Or maybe like music?
Maybe.
or like about
an asteroid.
Lots of options there, and then edge of extinction and end of extinction, which I assume is, if not a 2-part finale, like pre-finale and finale.
So that's 6 episodes left.
No, that's 7.
Oh, right.
Silver Secret, Wings of Danger, Freaky Fight Day, Warg World.
Yep.
Rangers Rock, 2-part finale.
Got it.
So, we're so close.
Yeah, so
And
close.
then a Christmas special and a Halloween special. I think the Halloween special is like next week or the week after.
Right.
It, is earlier in October, but I'm not sure exactly where.
Do you think it'll be weirdly, out of continuity again?
I suspect it will be a clip show.
Right.
I think, as far as I can tell, part of the deal is you make 22 episodes, but you have the budget for 20.
Right.
So Christmas and Halloween are clip shows that are themed. But this season, we got a callback to last year's Halloween special.
Yeah.
So it's just that I think they don't know where in the order they're going to be played.
Sure.
And so just don't worry about it.
What if the Christmas special is really the Dino team-up episode that Matt's waiting for?
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
I don't believe you.
In the sense that it is not technically impossible that that's the case.
Yeah. That'd be the best Christmas present of all.
That would definitely be the best Christmas present of all. Okay, Matt, let's talk Ranger Danger Creature feature.
Yes.
How do we feel about Fortress? It's a lazy name.
Yes.
Even Fortrex, or put an X somewhere in there, or
Why an X?
because it makes it sound like a monster. Fortress or just do
Okay, I'm down with Fortress.
just do something to make it a monster.
Five-tress.
I love that. I love that a lot. You know what's one better than a fortress? A five-tress. Excellent work.
Pretty
All
happy
right.
with that. Here's my thing.
Yeah. It's not a monster.
It's not a monster.
No.
I feel kind of weird about putting it on the creature feature. Because it's
Yeah.
not really a creature.
It's
feature.
like a gun.
Yes.
It's just a gun that is a humanoid shape.
Yeah.
All right. It's not putting on the creature feature. That was easy.
You don't... Oh... Now I'm doubting myself. Is that a cop-out, though?
No, I don't think so. He doesn't have any personality.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only...
There's no, there's not even a voice, I don't think.
No, there's not. He's just a weapon. Yeah. Let's leave him off.
Yeah.
We'd go
wouldn't-
pretty high if he was, because that's a pretty rad design.
Yeah. And maybe we'll save Arcanon and Doomwing for, let's let them get a bit more screen time.
Yeah, I mean...
Doomwing especially.
Yeah. Let's wait till they die, basically, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Matt, Fantasy Zordon.
Yeah.
So before we start, let's recap last week. You were 11 points ahead of me, 197 to 186.
Yep.
How'd you go this week?
Not too bad. I suspect you did a bit better, though.
Yeah, I mean, this was a pretty good week for lots of Megazord formations. Everyone basically got a power-up mode.
Yeah.
But I had a couple that I think will benefit me. So why don't we start with you?
Okay. So, I'm going to start with both Rolly Poly and Moral, my green and blue rangers.
Sorry.
Riley and Coda.
Oh, okay. Right.
So, Riley
Yep.
was part of 2 Megazord formations.
Yep.
And entered a power-up mode for
Yep.
when he's the Megazord, and that was true of Coda as well.
So that's 6 points each?
That's right. Then the artist formerly known as the Graphite Ranger.
Yep. Because the Purple Ranger. Oh no, you did it for the other one.
Yeah.
Why did you do a Prince joke?
Because he's the prince.
Oh, that makes sense as well.
Aha!
That makes sense for both of them.
It does.
That's okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So, the Graphite Ranger
Yep.
was part of a Megazord formation despite not being there.
Yep.
So he got 2 points.
Wait, he wasn't there though.
Yeah.
So that's points for not appearing in the episode.
So, shit, you're right.
Yes.
Good
So that should be
call.
4 points for him.
4 points for the artist formerly known as the Graphite Ranger.
Yep.
And then Kendall got 4 points for being part of Megazord and powering up.
So what's that in total, Matt?
That is a total of 20 points.
Nice. I did not do that much better than you. In fact, I did very close to the same. So Shelby, much like both of your guys, was in 2 Megazord formations and a power-up mode.
Yep.
For 6 points. Chase was the same, but he also learned a valuable lesson about
did.
his race.
Yes.
And what that means in terms of developing science.
And Pavlovas.
Yep. So he got an extra 3 points for that. Sorry.
Yep.
For a total of 9 points. The Aqua Ranger did not appear at all. Neither did the Silver Ranger, thank God.
Damn it, he got caught, like, named several times.
So many times. But his Zord was part of 2 Megazord formations for a total of 6 points for him.
He did significantly better than
So I think that ends up with... I think the only thing I got that you didn't was that valuable lesson. I got 23 points.
Okay, right, yeah.
So let's have a look at the scores.
Let's do it.
All right, so the current spread, lowest score anyone has is 191 points.
Yep.
The highest score anyone has seems to be 238.
Ooh.
So there's about 40 points in it.
Yep.
And as usual, we're sitting just dead in the middle. I don't quite know how it happened, but I'm very happy with how the rules of this game played out.
Yep.
So, Matt, I'm sitting on 209 points.
Yes.
You are still ahead, 217.
All right.
Now,
Hold on to my lead.
next
Our
week is
lead,
called
Nicely.
Silver Secret.
Yes.
I'd be confident in saying, like, maybe the Silver Ranger gets to do something next week.
Maybe. Or maybe that's the secret that he doesn't.
That's so dangerously possible.
Can I make a prediction?
Yeah,
That I'm hoping is true because it will lead to your fancy sort on downfall.
sure.
That it's just the Dark Ranger masquerading as the Silver Ranger.
And there is no Silver Ranger?
Maybe. Or that we don't see the Silver Ranger until basically the end. Because there is a Silver Ranger gym out there, right?
Yes.
And the Zord is active, so it has to be...
Yes. Okay, there is definitely a Silver Ranger somewhere.
Yeah, but he could be like, oh, they saved him in the last episode.
Yeah, that'd be a bummer.
Or great news, depending on your perspective.
My perspective is that it would be a bummer.
That's fair.
Alright, yeah, I mean, it's anyone's game at this point. 8 points is, could swing either way, and we've got 7 more episodes left to do it in.
Yep.
So, yeah, we are rapidly coming up on the end of this show, and I don't want it to leave. I mean, I'm excited about the new guys. They keep posting, like, selfies of themselves having fun in New Zealand.
Yeah.
That looks like, yeah.
I want to go to New Zealand and have fun.
You can do that. That's entirely possible.
That's true.
You haven't said anything that would be difficult. You didn't even say you wanted to have fun with them. That would be challenging.
Probably not that challenging.
More challenging.
More challenging.
You have to stalk them.
Yeah. That's fine.
I'm not sure I want to end the episode here. I might cut that bit out.
All right.
So before we go, we
Yep.
should mention, if you've stuck through this long, this is the last episode that will go up before our 2-year anniversary?
Who put the question mark on the teleprompter?
Our 3-year anniversary, sorry, that's wrong. There's another episode on Wednesday.
Yep.
And then maybe another episode of Dino Charge, and then our 3-year anniversary is very soon, 9th of October.
Yeah. Get hype.
We recorded a great big special. You guys probably already know what it is. It's Ranger Danger Family Feud.
Mm-hmm.
It's very exciting and quite fun.
We had a real good time.
Yeah. So that'll go up. And then we are driving the regular podcast right into Zeo.
Yeah.
And not to spoil anything, but we've recorded 1 or 2 of those. And there's a lot of stuff going on.
There sure
So
is.
if you're not checking out that podcast, maybe you're waiting for a good jumping on point.
Yeah. Now's the time to power up for more.
Very soon.
My recommendation, go Zeo.
And on that note, we will see you guys next week.
Yeah. Keep being dinosaurs.
Dino Charge!
That won't make sense to the listeners for like 2 weeks, and even then it won't make sense because what you said didn't make sense. What you said was keep being dinosaurs. Do you think any of our listeners are dinosaurs? Do you think none of them, they're not even people who played dinosaurs on TV in the TV show Dinosaurs?
Well, look, I don't know that.
If
that's
are,
possible.
Write in.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this bit after the credits because I cannot excuse. We wrapped up so well, and then you said the words "keep being dinosaurs," and
It's been a big week.
okay, it's Wednesday.
No, but like my class really took it out of me.
Okay.
I think it did something bad to my...
Right, is that because Rihanna was there?
Rihanna wasn't there.
Okay.
I keep telling you.
Okay.
Don't know why I have to get so specific about where Rihanna is and isn't.
I just want to know, Matthew. I don't think that's
I'm
unreasonable.
just going to start carrying flashcards. It's like, is Rihanna here? Yes, no. I'm gonna give you like a preview. It's always gonna be no.
Okay, but when we go to the Rihanna concert and you leave the yes card at home and I say, Matthew, is Rihanna here? You will feel mighty silly. You will hold up
because I paid tickets for a Rihanna concert.
Oh, you don't like a little bit of Rihanna? I must admit, I prefer Rihanna's earlier work to her more recent stuff.
Oh, so you didn't realise I was here with a Rihanna connoisseur.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. The earlier stuff I wouldn't skip if it came on Spotify, and the more recent stuff is like...
Yeah, that's not like I'm going to go to a Rihanna concert.
I might if it was there.
Would you?
I mean, probably not. But
No.
I might.
No, you're lying now.
It's not impossible that I would go. If someone was like, hey, do you want to come? I've got a free ticket. I'd go.
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't buy a ticket.
Yeah.
I bought a ticket to Crowded House today. That's going to be good.
Yeah, they're in the Opera House.
Yeah.
They're going to crowd that house.
They're on the forecourt.
Oh, well, that seems like a missed
Because I got
opportunity.
tickets to their fourth show because they did 2 that sold out within about 10 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Crowded House.
They're a very good band. You guys must... Do Americans know Crowded House? I feel like they're missing out if they don't. I really like Crowded House.
Let us know on Twitter. Hashtag I'm in the crowded house.
Or hashtag empty house.
There we go. Love it.
Hashtag Crowded House or hashtag Empty House.
Yeah.
If you have or haven't heard of Crowded House.
Yeah.
And if you haven't heard of Crowded House, jump on Spotify. I assume they're on Spotify. Everyone's on